Hey, welcome to the weekly wrap only on KENS 5 Plus. I'm your host, Audrey Castoreno. Want to get to some of your biggest stories of the week. At number 5 in our countdown, 2 ports near the Panama Canal will soon be under U.S. control. This after the Hong Kong-based firm that owns the ports struck a $23 billion deal to sell all of their shares to a group led by American investment company BlackRock. President Trump praised the deal during his joint address to Congress Tuesday night after weeks of pushing for the U.S. to take back the canal. The deal also gives the BlackRock investment group control of interests for ports in 23 other countries, including Mexico, Egypt, and Australia. At number 4, Americans are watching their wallets to see what happens with President Trump's newly instituted tariffs and retaliation from U.S. trading partners. Trump's tariffs took effect this week. 25% against goods from Canada and Mexico, and an additional 10% for China. All of it could hurt consumers if producers pass those fees downward. Now, it could potentially drive up the cost of a small car by an estimated $6,200 or an SUV by $9,000. Experts say how much it hurts and when we exactly feel it really depends on how long the tariffs last and the production cycle of the products.
If you're building a house and you've got lumber that's coming in and from Canada, and it might take a while to show up in the price of the house. There are certainly houses for sale already. But if you've got something that's perishable, like let's say an avocado, that actually will show up pretty quickly.
President Trump announced starting next month there will be a reciprocal tariff placed on any country that currently has a fee on American exports. At number 3 in our countdown, we continue to monitor the measles outbreak, and cases keep growing in Texas. The state's health commissioner says they're still trying to determine the link of the outbreak. The Department of State Health Services reports there are 159 cases. Monday, the Texas health commissioner spoke before a House committee on public health. The commissioner says they don't know the link of the measles outbreak, which originated in the South Plains. The state leader also added she cannot link the outbreak to international travel. And if you're interested in getting a second dose of the measles, mumps, rubella, or MMR vaccine, you can do that at most CVS pharmacies. Anyone who is at least 14 years old can get one at the pharmacy or at a walk-in minute clinic. Now, the first vaccination dose won't be available at the pharmacy, but it is usually available at doctors' offices. The initial dose is recommended by the CDC for children between the ages of 12 and 15 months old. And they say children should be given their second dose between the ages of 4 and 6 years old. Sticking with health, lung cancer is a leading cause of cancer death in the U.S. And as KENS 5's Jeremy Baker reports, a new gift is helping one local medical powerhouse raise awareness about their cancer screening program.
The gift is a $30,000 contribution to UT Health San Antonio's primary care center locations to appoint a lung cancer screening navigator. It's funded by Crucial Catch, a partnership between the NFL and the American Cancer Society.
Our navigator will help patients get lung cancer screenings, help them get connected to folks who can help them quit smoking, and if patients need to see another specialist after completing that lung cancer screening, our navigator will support the patient at that point as well.
The screening program began in January 2022. That year, the screening rate was 18% of eligible primary care patients. Today, the rate has increased to 26%, which is well over the national and Texas lung cancer screening rates of 18% and as low as 1%, respectively.
Highlighting the need for our work to increase awareness on the importance of early lung cancer screening.
The U.S. Preventative Task Force recommends yearly lung cancer screenings for those between the ages of 50 and 80 years old who have smoked at least 20 pack years. That's calculated by multiplying how many packs per day they smoked by the number of years they smoked. Also, somebody who is a current smoker and meets that criteria, and someone who quit smoking in the past 15 years. So what does the screening entail? A low-dose radiation CAT scan looking for nodules in the lung, most of which are harmless.
But depending on the size, a physician may ask a patient to repeat a CT scan in about a year to make sure they don't change or cause problems.
For more details about the screening program, we have a link with this story on KENS5.com. Jeremy Baker, KENS 5.
Lots of good information. The weekly wrap is back after this.
The heart of KENS 5 News is our people. People who've earned the trust of our community through years of experience, community connection, and showing up when it matters most. The reporters and anchors at KENS 5 News are the most experienced team in town, consistently delivering the important news you need. They're the people you're familiar with, the people you trust. KENS 5 News, proud to be San Antonio's own.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio's own. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
I think we're very cute.
Yeah, I think we need to send out a Christmas card like this.
Yeah, let's do that.
Dollar Jill.
If you can't get into the market, it's okay. Renting is fine.
I wonder how Serena is feeling.
That's a really good question. No one's asked me that yet.
You're 70 years old? 70, yeah. I'm 21.
We'll see you 7 o'clock sharp.
Talked to this police officer, and she told me to call KENS 5.
Every week, KENS 5 is looking out for San Antonio's own.
The next day after you left, they sent a professional AC guy, and my AC's working now.
If you've been wronged by someone,
It was shocking. Clearly something went wrong.
or a business,
I couldn't believe it was happening.
just call KENS. Weekdays at 6, only on KENS 5.
I got my vehicle back. I'm rolling again, so call KENS 5 to help you if you need help too.
Yeah, I was born and raised here in San Antonio, Texas, born at Lackland Air Force Base. I grew up on the west side, and I'm a military brat, so I kind of followed my dad around the world. I embrace multiple cultures. We're living here in San Antonio, it's the Hispanic culture. Growing up, it was the Filipino culture. I'm constantly seeking new adventures and love hopping on my bike to find one. Learned from some of the best, Paul Morales and Bill Taylor growing up. Those forecasts kind of inspired me to become a meteorologist. I mean, everything here is home.
Welcome back to The Wrap. At number 2 in our countdown, the Senate voted to confirm Linda McMahon as Secretary of Education. Now, this comes despite President Trump saying he wants to eliminate the Department of Education. McMahon served as head of the Small Business Administration during President Trump's first term. As she is a former CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment, the Senate vote was 51-45. Just last month, the president told reporters in the Oval Office he wants McMahon to, quote, put herself out of a job. And a South San ISD teacher is challenging her second graders to push boundaries despite limitations. She herself grew up in the school district and has learned where there's a will, there's a way. Our Sarah Forgani surprised Maria Guzman with the KENS 5 Excel Award and a $2,000 check at Hutchins Elementary.
When it comes to Maria Guzman, no one is holding back. They'll scream, cheer, even shed a few tears.
I was crying.
Because they love their second grade teacher.
And happiness because she was the best teacher. She was the funnest teacher.
From English to math and science.
I want them to enjoy coming to school and learning.
Guzman does every subject with genuine interest for her kids.
I really like to listen to all of them and listen to their stories. Here I come. They want to be heard and seen, accepted, and I try to do those things for them.
And it's because she can see herself in them.
You have been in this district your entire life, from your childhood.
I had the same situations, the same upbringing, the same background. We notice when we go on field trips, they haven't gone past a lot of the south side.
But Guzman refuses to let limited resources and boundaries stop her or them.
I like to bring in my travels and where I've been and things that virtual field trips, just so they can see that the world is bigger.
So she brings the world to their fingertips using technology, videos, and books.
Malala's Magic Pen gets them excited about writing, but it also opens up the door to who she was.
Hence, opening the door to engaging lessons in reading, what she says is the most challenging subject for her students.
And it leads them to wanting to go to the library and check out books.
From checking out books to checking in for a fitness club with the San Antonio Spurs or doing some math hoops with the NBA, Guzman's always bouncing from one fun project to the next, even playing video games in her esports club.
She explains math in really fun ways.
Perhaps the greatest testament to Guzman's innovative work.
I don't want them to lose their sparkle. They're only little for a little bit, and I want them to be brave when they grow up. But in this case,
Sarah Forgani, KENS 5.
So let's start with.
We need more teachers like Miss Guzman. Definitely stick with us. We're going to be right back.
What makes KENS 5 News different? We have a team of people, both on air and behind the scenes, who are from San Antonio, who have lived here for decades. A team of journalists who know the neighborhoods, the issues, and the people, bringing San Antonio the news that's most important to this community. Local news from local people. We are San Antonio's own KENS 5.
I think we're very cute.
Yeah, I think we need to send out a Christmas card like this.
Yeah, let's do that.
Dollar Jill.
If you can't get into the market, it's okay. Renting is fine.
I wonder how Serena is feeling.
That's a really good question. No one's asked me that yet.
You're 70 years old, 70? Yeah. I'm 21.
We'll see you 7 o'clock sharp.
My name is Sue Kalberg, and I am a journalist for KENS 5 for 22 years. I think it's been an awesome privilege to be able to work in the town that I grew up in. My uncle, Rex Stanley, was the very first guy hired at KENS 5. From the beginning, I said, you can get paid for that? Let me in. It fills my heart to be a part of the KENS family, because the KENS family is the San Antonio family.
I am San Antonio's own Sue Kalberg.
Talked to this police officer, and she told me to call KENS 5.
Every week, KENS 5 is looking out for San Antonio's own.
The next day after you left, they sent a professional AC guy, and my AC's working now.
If you've been wronged by someone,
It was shocking. Clearly something went wrong.
or a business,
I couldn't believe it was happening.
just call KENS. Weekdays at 6, only on KENS 5.
I got my vehicle back. I'm rolling again, so call KENS 5 to help you if you need help too.
Born and raised on the northwest side of San Antonio, Texas. Generations of my family have been from this part of Texas. I have Fiesta roots, I have Spurs roots, I have Texas Fighter roots. Played basketball at Clark. Basketball was a huge part of my life for 16 years. My comfort dish, a plate of chilaquiles with salsa verde. Well, I grew up watching KENS 5. I am who I am because of this beautiful city. I hope that they can find a sense of pride knowing that their creation is helping deliver them the most important news of the day. I'm Alicia Nieves, and I'm proud to be from this beautiful city.
Welcome back for this week's Quick Hits. Meredith Haas is bringing back the past and making our food even bigger. Take a look.
Things bigger in Texas, right? Well, our heirloom tomatoes and eggplants could be soon as well. Researchers are finding ways to make them even bigger. This could have a huge impact on agriculture and help a lot of places that don't get the right size fruits or vegetables for their needs. And Advil being used to reduce cancer. Basically, researchers have been able to study mice that have melanoma, and they've seen that the melanoma is suppressed and it doesn't metastasize when they have Advil. Even though we're stepping into the future, let's go a little bit into the past. Researchers are doing something that might be a little, I don't know, scary. They're trying to bring back the woolly mammoth, but on a small scale. Apparently they took some mice and they were able to give these mice genetically woolly mammoth hair. Thank you for watching this week's Quick Hits. I'm Meredith Haas.
Interesting stuff. All right, at number 1 in our countdown, Vice President J.D. Vance visited the border in Eagle Pass. He was alongside other leaders like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Now, the visit was on the heels of President Trump's address to a joint session of Congress this week. The Vice President says the White House is going to continue ramping up their efforts to curb illegal entries and overall border security.
We're using artificial intelligence to make us better at the job of border enforcement, but we've got to make sure that technology is deployed across the entire American southern border. We're going to do it as much as we can, as broadly as we can, because that's how we're going to protect the American people's security.
Vance reiterated the president's goal is to build an entire wall by the end of his term, incorporating both physical barriers and high-tech solutions. The president is now asking lawmakers for additional funding to support that plan. All right, hope you got your daily dose of all your headlines. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of the Weekly Wrap, only on KENS 5 Plus. We're going to see you next week. Bye, y'all.